Good morning. Welcome back. The weekend is done. It is Monday, August the 7th. Man, it feels weird saying August. It is August the 7th, 7 a.m. New York time. Good morning to everyone over here on the States. Good afternoon to everyone over on the other side of the pond. Good evening, I should say, to everyone on the other side of the world. Welcome in, guys. Beeswax, Muhammad H., Adrian Bilamansky, kudos. You guys are the first in today. Welcome in, guys. Welcome back. 10K to $2 million funding challenge, officially sponsored by the Bespoke Funding Program. Here we go. Another week. It has been 12. It has been 12 days since we've taken a trade. I feel like that little old lady of that meme from the Titanic where she's like, "It's been 84 years." That's what I feel like right now. It's getting real old. But we're back. We're back. And if we get it set up, we're going to take a trade. And if we don't, we're going to sit here and watch candles print. And just talk and enjoy the process. So this weekend, I did some back testing for the first time. For the first time in over a year, I did some back testing this weekend. And I actually kind of enjoyed it. It was fun. I forgot kind of the thrill of getting in there and digging in and kind of starting from absolute scratch and just going through the process of, taking a concept, putting some basic rules to it, testing it, looking at the results, going back, changing this rule, changing that rule, going back, refining. There's some enjoyment in there. And I had forgotten kind of the thrill of, I don't know, it's almost a hunt in and of itself. We talk about Venator is Latin for hunting here. And we talk about being hunters and hunting our trophy buck setups and all that. But backtesting really is kind of like refining the hunt. And you're kind of like digging for gold. It's like you're this archaeologist out on a dig, and you're like digging through the dirt. You're trying to find, all of the remnants and put together and piece together this amazing tool that you can use. I don't know. I forgot how much I enjoyed it, and I'm glad I did it. And I actually came up with, I'm not, it's not finished. It's not finished by a long stretch, but I'm on the tail of the trail of I don't know, a strategy that I think could be simple, mechanical, and so far decently profitable. So there's a lot of things I've got to refine about it. It's going to take several more weekends, I think, of just refinement, and because you need to test it across multiple pairs. You need to test it across multiple time frames. And this is after you have really locked down the specific rule set that you're going to use every single time. And it just takes a lot of work. But the grind is kind of fun. I don't know if you like trading and you like candles and you like, you just like the process of discovery. It's kind of cool. Oh man, Alpha Bridge, welcome in. Did you see the stats on Bespoke after NFP Friday? No, were they crazy? I didn't. If I saw them, I don't remember seeing them. But every NFP and every interest rate and every CPI, it seems, there are so many stinking gamblers out there, man. So if that is happening, I'm sure there were just hundreds, if not thousands, of people that lost their challenges. So it wouldn't surprise me. Muhammad says, I must say the broker on Bespoke is awesome. I told you, bro. I don't know why you doubt me. The spreads are amazing. Basically zero slippage. They're awesome. Bespoke, they've hooked it up, man. I'm not ever going to just blow smoke about something, a product or a broker or a prop firm that I think is good for you. And Bespoke is good for you, I promise you. They're great. Trading Night, hello, Texas team, let's go. David Dreams, good morning, Huntsman. This week has only one major news, hoping this could be a good week. It actually has two. So Thursday we have CPI, and then Friday we have PPI. Both of those will be market movers, Thursday and Friday. So, I mean, maybe we can get the market to just move a little bit and do something. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Hooligan got a 200K with your code this weekend. Hey, man, awesome. Thank you for using that code, Hooligan. I'm glad. I hope it works out. Have you started trading on it yet? Or are you just sitting and waiting and being patient? But yeah, it's a great discount code. And thank you for using that. It does help the stream. And it keeps our relationship with Bespoke humming along. I mean, they want to get their product and their firm in front of my audience because they like what we're doing here, and they want to be a part of it. And the more of you that use that discount code, the longer our partnership will stay in good standing. We're not like in danger of losing the partnership. I mean, they're great. They love it. They love what's going on over here. I love working with them. They're fantastic. But take advantage of that code. Thank you, Hooligan. Way to go. BFP stats about NFP: 25 passed, 75% failed. I mean, that sounds about right. And that's probably a par for the course across all the prop firms on Friday. So, I mean, that doesn't shock me at all. I did see a stat where they now have over almost, I think they're approaching 50 million in funded traders, like the amount of funds that they actually have funded. I think they're approaching 50 million right now. So Bespoke is on the up and up. They're growing. They have had slow and steady progress. And they're coming on strong. And when you use them, when you deal with their customer support, when you actually get in there and trade with them and you see how good their spreads are, how good the slippage is, the low commissions, I mean, everything about it is it's outstanding. So take advantage of it. Hooligan, not yet. First day, waiting for setup. Good for you. Cisco, I've heard that it changes when you get to the funded account. Bespoke was on my list for later after maxing out some others. You got me to try them earlier to support the stream. Love what I've been hearing about the executions. The executions are great. And so listen. We need to talk about slippage here. When you're trading a live account, let's say you have a 200K account. you're not going to get any slippage on a 10K account because you're trading a 0.5 lot, a 1 lot, maybe a 1.5 lot. It just kind of depends on your stop loss, your size, your stop loss. You're not going to have any problems. There's always liquidity at those volume levels. You're never going to have an issue. When you start getting up into the 200K, the 400K, the 600K, or let's say you combine an account and get an 800K or $1 million account all in one, and you try to put a 100 lot on, you're going to get slippage. You can't not. There's not just the exact amount of lots at that size sitting at your price. So they have to break up that lot size to fill you. And so what happens is one of two things. Either it will get broken up into multiple trades and you'll get filled at multiple different spots, or you'll get filled at multiple different spots, but the system will average the price where you got in. Some of your lots might get filled at your entry. Some of them might get filled a little higher or whatever. And then they will average your entry between those two. So if you're trying to trade these massive six-figure accounts, you're not going to get a perfect fill on your trade. This is why I was actually talking to the COO Max with Bespoke, and I told him after talking with him, I feel like on this $2K to $2 million funding challenge, that it's probably going to be, if I want to avoid that kind of slippage, it's probably going to be best that I only purchase like 100 or 200K accounts instead of buying 400K accounts, just to avoid the potential of having big slippage issues. So I'm thinking about doing that. I'm still kind of undecided. I might, once we get to the point where we're buying a 400K challenge, I might try a 400K just to see how that goes before I buy more. But I am going to be interested to see how it works. But guys, just know you're not going to get your perfect entry when you're trading massive lot sizes. Probably anything over like 20 lots, maybe even less than that, maybe over 10 lots. You're never going to get a perfect fill. So, and it doesn't matter how good your broker is. It's a liquidity issue. It's a volume issue. And they're giving you, even though this is a demo account, they are giving you the live market data and the live market fill because they want to see that you can actually trade inside of live market conditions. So they replicate that. So, it doesn't matter what firm you use. You've got to be aware that that's how it works. If you had a live broker, then that's the way it would work. So Bespoke or not, I mean, it's just not going to go that way. Let's see. Michael D, good morning. How's the challenge going? Lex, if it doesn't change once funded, reach out to support. I had to get them to fix one of my funded accounts. Cool. Trading night. Best thing to do then, if possible, is to have as many 10K accounts add up to get to 2 million, no slippage. Well, I mean, yeah, I don't want to manage 100 10K accounts, but I think 100K is fine. I mean, it will be no problem. Honestly, I think. But I think in that 200K, 300 and 400, I'm not sure if they have a 300K. I know they have a 200 and a 400. You're definitely going to experience that. 200K is I mean, you're probably going to experience a little bit, but probably not a lot. Probably not a lot. Hold on a second, y'all. I need to look at what this message is. Stand by 1 second. All right. There you go. So today we've got a new chat pair that we need to vote on. It's Monday. Mondays are typically shorter streams, but it is definitely going to be shorter today. I mean, we'll probably stay till right about 9 o'clock. So 2 hours, but my youngest daughter is moving into her new place at college today. So we're actually leaving as soon as we get off the stream. I've got to go get my friend's truck and trailer, and one of my sons, we're driving up to help her move all of her stuff. So it's about a 2.5 hour drive from here, and then we'll be up there all day. Get back late tonight, I'm sure, but I'll be moving her all day after the stream today. So if there's no setups on the stream, I don't know that I'll be able to watch the charts after we get off, but we'll see. I'll be driving a lot. If my son drives, then I can watch on my phone, but we'll just have to see how that goes. But all right, let's see. We need to do some analysis, see what's going on. We need to get our chat pair up for the week. My daughter is not a trader. She's a princess. That's what she is. She is a princess. God bless the man she falls in love with. He will have his hands full. All right. Let's do, I guess we should get the chat pair up first, because we need to do some analysis, and we might as well get that going. So y'all put in the pairs that you want to see on chat this week. We did Aussie dollar last week, so that's kind of off the table. But just throw in some pairs in the chat, and then the top 2 or 3, we'll just throw up a poll and see which one gets it. Will you teach your children how to trade? If they want to, yeah. If they want to. My oldest daughter is a counselor, a therapist. So she doesn't really have an interest in that a lot. I keep telling her she could make a crap ton of money as a trading psychologist coach, a trading coach, a therapy coach. But she doesn't really have any interest in it. Then my oldest son is probably the most likely to get into it. He is a software engineer, and we've talked about trying to code a strategy and try out like a bot on it, but he's really more interested in just getting an account and trading on it. So, but we'll see. He just celebrated his 1-year wedding anniversary. Metro, he's in here sometimes as a mod. You'll see him pop up, but he likes to hang out. And then my 2 youngest kids, they're just still trying to figure out life. UJ, EG, Dollar Cad, AJ, Dollar Swiss, UJ this week, guys. Come on. Hooligan, I'm looking to transfer my counseling into trading focus counseling. Man, it really would benefit a ton of people doing that. What do you think about EU continuation sell? Maybe. Maybe we'll see. It's we're reaching back down into this fair value gap and into this order block. So I mean, you still have a little bit of room here before you get down to this 4-hour order block here. The daily time frame, it's trying to retrace Friday's move and rebalance this area. It doesn't have to come all the way down to Thursday's wick, but it could. It could. We'll see. This daily fair value gap held up last week beautifully well. So, we'll have to watch and wait, really. This weekly order block right here has held up and been respected so far. So, I mean, I could see a case being made that it comes back down to that fair value gap one more time. If we're going to see higher prices and get back up and retest this area, or at least this fair value gap on the weekly time frame, that could be this could be a swing low we're putting in here. We'll just have to see how this week plays out, of course, but it could be a swing low that gets you back up into this fair value gap area here on EU. Let's see. Let me go back up here. UJ, EG, dollar CAD, AJ, dollar Swiss. Red Ezekiel keeps saying UJ twice. There's one for Cisco. There's 2 UJs. Owen, there's 3 UJ. Adrian, 4 UJ. UJ's got some love. Euro Aussie, Euro pound. All right, let me see here. I see a lot of UJ. I'm trying to see if there's anything that's got more than one. EJ's got a couple. All right. Let me do a poll here. Champ pair of the week. Oh, what am I doing? All right, there you go. Vote away. See what y'all decide. You guys can fight it out. You guys can fight it out. While you're doing that, we can go over a little bit more analysis. We're definitely on the daily time frame. We've retraced pretty much this big move up, and we've had a big move down, and now we're broken structure. We're making lower lows and lower highs, but we're still inside this dealing range, and we're at a discount currently of this daily dealing range. So until we really break this low down here and get outside of this dealing range, you're still kind of in this overall higher time frame uptrend. Prices moving up. That doesn't mean you won't see some pullbacks, etc. within that move, but you can see we're still moving up. So here's your higher low, your higher high, higher low, higher high. This could be your higher low, your swing level right here. So it's rebalanced most of Friday's move. Could be that you see lower prices today, but you could have your low already in. On the 4-hour, you've grabbed liquidity here at the end, or on Friday. You grab this buy side, and now you're moving back down pretty aggressively, and you're rebalancing this big buy side imbalance here. So that's where we sit currently, is inside this big fair value gap. And currently price is respecting that. So wouldn't surprise me if we see some higher prices. The Asia session was pretty choppy, and then London just kind of fell off overnight. And now we're just pulling back up into this hourly order block right here. You can see we've grabbed some sell side liquidity. We're rebalancing up into these fair value gaps. We're just going to need to wait and see. You've got, I really wouldn't call this a breaker candle, this little bitty, I don't even know what you call that, a doji or whatever. It's neutral indecision candle. It did close bullish. We ran some sell side and we're breaking back up above it now. To me, if you could use the 10-minute here potentially, as it's a lot cleaner. And you do have a little fair value gap right there. I wouldn't want to put it that's 4 pips. I would probably leave it at like 7. And then do something like that. I might even just use the daily low right there if it made a new low. And you could still get your 1 to 2 before you took out a high here. So that's a potential. All right. It's definitely running here currently. I mean, if you get strong displacement above this high, that might be a better opportunity, but we'll watch and wait and see how that plays out. I want to look at the other pairs. What's going on over here in the chat? What do we got? Man, no one wants UJ, no one wants EG. Half of you are like, screw both of those. We've only got 18 votes though, and there's still like 30 people in here, so we'll let it play out a little bit more. We need to get at least like 25 votes in there, so we'll see how it goes. How old am I? I'm older than you think. Has anyone given the giveaways account already passed their challenge? I don't think anyone has passed their challenge yet that I know of. I don't think that's happened. At least they haven't contacted me and let me know that. I need to reach back out to everyone and go back through my DMs. And I know Shafa has failed hers. I'm not sure if anyone else has. Let me go over to one more vote. Oh man, it's getting real close now. Something Else or UJ, I think, is they're neck and neck. A couple more votes could be the swing votes here. If you're watching and in the chat, vote on one of those. There's 8 more of you that have not voted yet. I can't see how you vote, so don't worry about that. Not even taking a trade yet. Michael won his 10K a couple weeks ago and hasn't even taken a trade. That's perfectly fine, man. Like, there's nothing about that that's a problem. So let's go over to GBP here. We've taken out last week's low. Oh, no, we haven't yet. We respected this monthly fair value gap here. We tapped back into the bottom last week. Again, we're still in an uptrend until we break through this low. This is the dealing range we're dealing with and working inside of. So currently in a big discount of this dealing range. This low right here is the one you're going to be waiting to see if you can get a closure, a good displacement closure under there, and you could see a longer term trend start to form there. But until then, you're making higher highs and higher lows, and nice swing level put in here last week. So we'll see how that gets respected. Very nice swing level. So that could potentially be the area that we find some on the 4 hour. You can see we've changed a character. We're back inside this 4 hour order block right here. Price has held up and respected that. So we'll see if we get any kind of push up overnight. It's kind of similar to EU, but kind of dropped off a little more choppy than EU. It didn't take out the low, the London low, and it's currently trading higher. You've had a little grab of liquidity here, displacement above. Not enough for me. Let me see. Not really displacement there. We'll keep an eye on this. See what GU wants to do this morning. I'm not ready to call this trade on EU just yet. Number one, I don't like trading on Mondays. It's my least profitable day, and we're only 30 minutes into the New York kill zone here, so I'm not ready to call this just yet. I want to finish my analysis, so just hang on there. 28 votes. All right. I think we're going to have to call it. It's not going to be UJ. It's not going to be EG. It's going to be something else, which means we're going to have to revote. So let's see. What else did we see in there? We saw some, not EG, not UJ. Well, the only other options were dollar Swiss, Aussie yen, Euro Aussie. Oh, I see a NAS. Kudos says NAS. NAS I kind of leave up anyway because I use it with US 30, so it's not necessarily, it kind of already is up there. GJ's already one on. It's already on our watch list, so we're good on GJ. Let me get to the dollar here. Dollar DXY. We have grabbed on the weekly time frame, grabbed all of the sell side, and we've aggressively moved away. We are still inside this dealing range. We're inside this weekly order block here. Last week we tapped right up into it. And so far this week, we've opened and just kind of pushed up. We're still inside Friday's range, the high and the low. Could be an inside day all day today. But the high and the low would be your draws on liquidity, whichever way you're looking here. Inside this big 4 hour sell side imbalance. This was the sell off on Friday. We've reached back up into this 4 hour order block, and we've found some rejection and resistance there. So this order block along with this fair value gap could push us lower. We do have the daily, oops, sorry about that. This daily fair value gap held price down last week. And the fair value gap, this previous fair value gap over here, you could actually just use this one right here. And let me just clean this up a little bit. You have a fair value gap with a volume imbalance right here has held price up. So we're kind of just sitting in the middle of all this right now. inside all these rebalances. And we're seeing if this big leg down, we've come back up into a premium level. Does price reverse here? We did put in a swing level last week. We put in a swing high. So we will see, do we put in is this a swing low? Are we going to dig a little bit deeper? You know, where's our draws on liquidity here? Obviously, the previous day highs and lows are our first initial points of interest. Because we closed below here, I would anticipate, if we're going to continue lower, that this would be your draw on liquidity. But so far, we're just pushing up here this morning as we open the week. Just kind of trickling. Not a whole lot of momentum or movement anywhere. Let's see. London came down, moved up, higher high. We're pushing back in. Currently looking at these rebalances here. We'll see how price took out buy side and have displaced back through. I mean, this is a lot cleaner looking on the 15-minute for a breaker. Beautiful reaction right off of there on the dollar right now. So see if the EU touched into that breaker, but didn't ever get down. It didn't get down as far into its fair value gap the way the dollar reached right up into this breaker and fair value gap right there. GJ consolidation, grabbed sell side, popped up. We've grabbed buy side, and now we're back inside the range. So, you know, just kind of not great trading conditions on GJ when you're just doing this and moving sideways everywhere. Not ideal. Probably stand to the sidelines. Oh, move to the sidelines on GJ. US 30, we've grabbed a lot of buy side liquidity here. We've just been in this massive bull push for 3 weeks. Last week we finally had our first down close candle, pulling back into this weekly fair value gap. It wouldn't surprise me if we made a little bit of a deeper dive potentially into this fair value gap here, and you've got relative equal lows from last week and these 2 weeks here. So underneath these relative equal lows, you've got this fair value gap. So it wouldn't surprise me if you see US 30 dip into here, give a little bit of a healthier pullback off of this last swing. Gets you into a discount. It gets you into the OTE area. It all kind of lines up right there. So it's kind of what I would look to see for US 30 over the next couple days. A potential drop into here and maybe a reversal for Thursday, Friday. Man, we just could not lock down a chat pair. Let me do another poll. We'll see if we can find some consensus here on something. How about chat pair redo? All right. Let's do, what if we do... What if we do that? What if we do... what if we... I'm trying to think of some other non-dollar pairs here that would be decent to look at. don't even want to put this up. Oh, we'll do it. I know which one's going to win as soon as I put this up. I'm just asking for trouble. What's up, Corey? Corey, how's your challenges going, buddy? All right, that's good enough for now. I don't know why y'all love gold so much. It's so dumb. You guys are just gluttons for punishment. Nice little break of a quick grab here of liquidity on the 1 hour of US 30. Falling back off. Do you have that new week opening gap a little lower? That's probably where it's wanting to go. I mean, beautiful little breaker here overnight on US 30. I mean, that's just absolutely gorgeous. It does not get much prettier than that. Look at that. So nice. Little consolidation. You had a quick stab up and then a quick displacement down. Once this candle closes below, you identify your breaker. 50% of the breaker. I mean, that's almost a sniper entry right there. It hasn't completely fallen off, but obviously the new week opening gap lies under here, and you've got relative equal lows and your daily fair value gap under here. So wouldn't surprise me at all if this thing just flops down from here over the next couple days. But very nice, very nice. All right. Hey, look at y'all being smart on the chat pair. EJ coming in, taking down the Gilded Gal. Currently, of course, we still have only 17 votes, so we still got some time there. Still in drawdown. I decided to take the week off last week. Always a good idea, man. You're never not losing anything by taking time off. So when you come back, actually, when you take some time away from the charts, typically by the time you get back, your emotions are just in a better place. Your mindset's in a better place. Your eyes, you just can. It's kind of like just a refresh. It just kind of wipes the eyes, wipes the mind. I've often taken time off several days. As soon as I can start feeling those emotions welling up inside of me that are like just not putting me in a good state of mind, I immediately recognize now, hey, take 24 hours, take 48 hours. You're going to feel a lot better. You just can process emotionally better. Remove the temptation to get in there and revenge trade. Remove the temptation to fix it fast, so to speak. So, time away is good. Gold is not wealth. I mean, gold is wealth if you own gold. But just trading gold spot trading gold. It's not wealth. You're asking to just get slapped. Yeah, Bialamansky is right. Smash that like button. It's a good call. Good call. Where did my 48%, 23 votes are in. All right. I'm going to say that's enough. That's more than half of you have voted. And EJ. EJ is the chat pair of the week. Let's go. I like EJ. We'll move this down. We'll get rid of Aussie dollar. EJ, let's do some analysis. I'd already had it up here, so I kind of am glad that y'all picked that. Let me get rid of all that. So we pulled back into this fair value gap. We pulled up. We're just kind of in a little bit of consolidation. You can see on the monthly time frame, obviously in a big bullish uptrend, kind of topping out. We've got relative equal highs up there. And as your buy side draw on liquidity, very kind of clean. It did tap in just a little bit, but still clean enough to call those relative equal highs. Daily time frame, obviously in a bit of consolidation. This fair value gap has been respected. We failed to displace. After grabbing sell side liquidity, we have failed to make a new high up here. And just in a huge bit of consolidation here on the 4-hour time frame. You could probably just use this lower one and use this as a manipulation, but that's kind of what you're looking at here so far on EJ. We'll see what kind of movement we get this week on EJ. Might even just use this area here for your 1 hour. Had a little bit of manipulation on the top and the bottom, but this is the range we're dealing with, so we'll wait and see what kind of movement EJ wants to give us. But obviously not the best trading conditions there currently, so we'll see what that does over the next couple days. It probably won't stay this tight all week, obviously. So when you see manipulation or accumulation like this, you can immediately begin to anticipate manipulation and distribution. So we'll see what happens. For instance, you had accumulation here, manipulate the buy side, distribute down, created a breaker. It's traded back up into that breaker here, right there, touched into this bearish breaker, and back into this consolidation. So we'll need to see a little bit more information here now. So, all right, let's now we're back to watching and waiting. Be interesting to see US 30 if it wants to come back up in here. If it wanted to retest that fair value gap in this breaker one more time, probably would look at something like this on the US 30 here. You could use the daily high and still use, you'd still be able to grab this new week opening gap. Kind of like that. It says I'm longing euro dollar today. What about you? I'm probably slightly bullish on the on EU and GU. Maybe we'll see. Uh, but it's Monday. Mondays are often not the best trading conditions on Mondays. And again, it's Mondays. I'm probably the most cautious of all trading days to try to take a position. I always come in thinking I'm not going to take a trade. That's obviously every day I come to the charts. It's hey, I am more inclined to do nothing today than anything. And Mondays, I feel that even just a little bit more than any other day of the week, unless a red folder news day. If I know there's a bunch of red folder news in the morning and in the afternoon, I'm probably not trading that day. I know that, but just in general, Mondays are typically. I have to be thoroughly convinced of what I'm seeing. And so far, I'm not really seeing that just yet. The DXY gives the clearest indication that we could be having a slightly bearish dollar today. This is a really pretty breaker setup on DXY. Run this old high. Quickly stab up, quickly displace through. Excuse me. Run back up into the breaker in the fair value gap and the displace low. And you would immediately be looking to this swing low here, these relative equal lows here, as your area, your very first, but you have this 4-hour fair value gap underneath here that in this order block right here. So that's your first, all of this area right down. No, I'm sorry, right in here. This area here would be your 4-hour fair value gap. But that's a really nice, pretty breaker, which that's my clearest indication that we currently, that we could see some short-term dollar weakness here, which would indicate some bullishness on EU and GU. John says if you're thinking bearish dollar, it's a good idea to have bearish down. Not necessarily. Although they don't typically, if you're bearish on the dollar, if you're seeing some weakness on the dollar, you would anticipate the indexes to be bullish. That doesn't always happen. A lot of times they actually move together. But yeah, you're right. It's not. The only reason I like this is this new week opening gap here. So all of that business. You could get a quick push up, stab down, and then it could run up all the while the dollar's falling down. Oh. Anybody do anything fun this weekend? I back tested. That was fun. Haven't done that in a while. Muhammad says today's market just sucks. It's Monday. If I wasn't streaming, I wouldn't even be here on Mondays. What's your take on August always being a horrible month? July and August are they're not ideal. I don't know that I would say they're horrible, but they're definitely not ideal. GU reaching up into these highs here, so we'll see if it wants to grab buy side and roll over. There's that DXY weakness I was talking about. I mean, this is a really, really nice setup there on DXY. Really nice. Everything gapped up. Typically, the indexes like to come back into that new day and new week opening gap. They typically don't like to just run away from those too much. See what NAS didn't really have one. Small one. Not much. But it's there. EU running away. Just tapped into that 10-minute breaker right there. The high of this breaker is 09751 and the low 09753. So 2 pipettes away from a perfect entry on that breaker. Be interesting to see if you get any kind of heading back up into this fair value gap here on the hourly or the 30-minute, sorry. Oh, I can't stop yawning. Oh, boy. We are about to cross the 4,000 watch hour on the stream or on the YouTube channel. We're at 3,900 watch hours, 4,000 watch hours, and almost 800 subs. And then that's full monetization on the YouTube channel. 1,000 subs and 4,000 watch hours. I imagine we're going to cross the watch hours before we get to the 1,000 subs, because we're only, like I said, like 100 hours away from that. So 200 more subs and we would be fully monetized. So that's kind of cool. The initial monetization still has not happened. They lowered their monetization requirements to 500 subs and 3,000 watch hours. We have more than surpassed that, but they still haven't given me the option to I don't know if they're just rolling it out slowly to, a small percentage of people that are doing it to test it, because it's definitely not an option on the earn page on the monetization side of the YouTube channel here. I look all the time and it's not on there. It does say, hey, email me when I qualify. And I did put that in there, but I haven't received any kind of information about. So it makes me wonder about the new stages of monetization. I think it's maybe just more isolated. It's not universal, because it's certainly not letting me have that opportunity. But we're really close to reaching the original standard anyway, which was 1,000 subs and 4,000 watch hours. We're at 30. It was like 3891 watch hours, and I think we're at like, I don't know, 795 or 796. What are we at? 794 to get to 800 subs. So I think it's going to take us a little bit of time still to pick up another 200 subs. We'll keep doing the giveaways every week and see if we can add in, 20 or 30 new subs every week. The best thing would probably just be to trade good and pass more challenges and get another payout. That would probably be the best thing to help. And I really want to do that. I just, we haven't had the setups, so just is what it is. We just tapped into this old swing high here on GU. John says, what does it mean if there's no fair value gap in the YM, but there is in US 30? I don't know. Just the way that different brokers print that information, and the difference between the true futures. I would still anticipate this just on my chart and the way that I've seen this without using the YM. But I'm not entirely sure, John. Evan says, do not solely base indexes analysis, just DXY indexes have a mind of their own. They do, but they are correlated with the dollar. Typically, when they're moving the best, they're in opposition of each other, but that's not always the case. There are a lot of times DXY will move in the same direction as the indices, but typically those are not. Typically, when that happens, it's more of a choppy trading condition. EJ and GJ just perfectly content to do a whole lot of nothing right now. Oh. Into the 8 o'clock hour here, seeing that hourly candle. Put in a open and put in a bottom wick here. And GU just still making its climb higher. Went to Urban Airs with my kids. We have one of those close by. I've never been in there. I've had some friends that go. They say it's pretty cool. It's like a trampoline place, indoor trampoline place, but I think they have other stuff in there too. Your TB might be my entry for a sell on EU. Yeah. Though I'm telling y'all, Mondays, I'm not saying that you can't be profitable on Mondays. I'm just telling you, for me, Mondays are my least profitable trading day. Sky Zone, yeah, it's another urban air type establishment. Brad says, I haven't traded for a week after being in drawdown. I need to be more picky, as my mistake was I got too excited on executing my setup and haven't really focused on my bias and higher time frame. It always is going to behoove you to be more picky. You get sucked in so fast in this business. The temptation to execute is very costly. It's a very costly mistake when you just give into it too quickly. So definitely, you gotta be cautious on that. You've got to be more picky. Not really any clean fair value gaps in here. $30-minute has the best. The 1 hour has the best. Sorry. It is a small one in here on the 30-minute. Trying to zoom in here. You have two. And if you were, you'd have to put your stop underneath. If you have three there. That lines up with that drawn liquidity up there. See how that plays out there. Galaxy, I use Social Trader Tools. There's others that are out there. That's the one that I have used before. I've had no issues with them. It's always worked great. So That's the one that I use, Social Trader Tools. I saw Madison say on Twitter that summer comes with full force in August. I was like, what are you talking about? Yeah, it comes with full, typically a very sideways market in August. The nice thing about this strategy is that even in a sideways market, you can still identify grabs of liquidity and displacement away on these lower time frames, and you can capture 1 to 2s. You don't need to capture these big, huge swing moves. You can capture smaller stuff like this even in a sideways market sometimes. So we'll watch and wait. I do kind of like this 30-minute setup though on GU here. Looking kind of tasty. Leaving a nice hourly fair value gap here behind us for the dollar to retrace to, tap into and fall away. To kind of like this. We'll let this 30-minute candle play out, another 17, 18 minutes here. But that could be, it could be a nice little play for us to start out the week here. I was on that GU buy from Asian Session OTE. Oh man. Had you moved to break even, Muhammad, or you just got out because you saw it retracing? He's talking about this trade right here. Oh, I mean, if you got out of break even, it's fine. Followed your rules. It's what you got to do. Here come the pups. We'll see if there's any boogeymen outside today. Well, there's one pup. There's two pups. There's a woman. I don't know. What is a woman? You guys are going to get me in trouble. Don't be asking questions like that in here. You're not being punished. I mean, I guess you are, Red. You're punishing yourself. There's no limit to how big your win streak can be, but if you're breaking your rules, there's consequences for that. But I mean, it's not like the market is sitting there going, "Oh, look at that guy. He's won three in a row. It's time for him to lose three in a row now." So it doesn't work like that. Well, she found a boogeyman again. GU looks good. I'm inclined to agree with you. I'm inclined to agree. I do like GU. It looks really nice. I don't really want to see this 30-minute. I want to see this 30-minute candle close outside of that range right there. So we got about 10 more minutes, so we'll see how that does. You guys been watching the FIFA Women's World Cup? U.S. got knocked out. Worst exit in the history, I believe, of the women's soccer. I don't even know. I didn't watch the match. I don't keep up with soccer. But I know a lot of you do. Hey, buddy. Hi. Where was he?
Way like underneath almost your side of the bed.
John, we have more people from we have more soccer fans in here than we have good sports fans. I gotta entertain the masses. Suryadev, we're just watching. We have a potential setup on GU, but I'm waiting until this 30-minute candle closes here before I decide if we're gonna call that as a setup. US 30 reaching back up to the bottom of that breaker inside that 15-minute fair value gap right there, respecting it, falling off. Didn't get all the way up to retest that fair value gap. That was the entry right there. It was a beautiful entry. Great, beautiful setup on DXY there. I mean, I don't trade DXY, but picture perfect. Hold on, guys. about 8 more minutes here, and then we'll see. We'll see. Next, you're going to ask if I watched the latest Barbie. I don't know, man. I've heard a lot of people say the Barbie movie was good. Now, I don't know that I trust those people, but I have heard some good reviews about the Barbie movie. I don't know. It's definitely not my cup of tea. Women's soccer, that's a real thing. I thought that's like Chupacabra or something. Wow, you guys are brutal. So listen. I want to be entertained when I watch sports, and I want to watch them compete at the highest elitist level that exists. And I don't think it's like I root for the USA, like any kind of international athletic competition. I'm going to root for the USA. It's where I'm from. It's your country. It's like, how can you live in a country and root for a totally different country to beat your team? Like, that's not how it works. So even if I'm not a huge fan of like women's athletics in general, I just don't find it as entertaining as the guys. Like, I just don't think that it's the best thing for that. So not that women can't compete in athletics. I think they can, and I think they should. It's just not, for me, as entertaining to watch as the men's competitions. There's just I don't know, for me, there's just a different level of intensity there that doesn't exist on the women's side of things. So, and I don't think that's a terribly sexist thing to say. I guess it could be considered that. It's women can't compete with men on the athletic field. So, and that's just, to me, a completely biological thing. And that's okay. Like, that's not a bad thing that women can't compete with men on an athletic field. So when I watch sports, I want to watch the best of the best compete. If my daughters were into sports, I would let them play. But that doesn't mean that... And I would want them to pursue it to the highest level that they could. If they have the skill set to do that and compete at the highest level for their whatever category they're in, go for it. But me personally, I want to watch the best athlete at the best sport. Any MMA fans? I watch MMA occasionally. I used to keep up with it a lot. I don't keep up with it as much as I used to. Daz, I came third last Sunday and won a 10K account. Daz, you won it? What? I'm confused, Daz. Oh, the poker tournament. Sorry, I didn't see the I missed that whole comment. Hey guys, I'm the poker tournament at BFP sometimes. Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah. No, dude, I want to play. I just never am. I'm never online to play the poker tournaments when they're available. I love playing poker, but cool for you, man. Das came in third and won a 10K account playing poker. See, there you go. Good for you, man. Why in USA this is a big topic? This is just normal. Yeah, the whole Western cultural norms have been completely turned on their head, sadly. And you know, a lot of people believe that they believe the lie that being true to yourself is the highest form of validation that you can have in life. And the fact of the matter is we're all broken, messed up people, and the truest, best version of ourselves, it gets us into more trouble pursuing that than it does anything else. Our emotions lie to us all the time. Just you could talk to a trader and know instantly whether your emotions are fact or fiction. Just ask any trader whether you should live based on how you feel, whether that's a wise decision or not. All right, we're getting some nice displacement here now over this GU on this GU trade. If hopefully it doesn't just run away from us. But the potential appears to be strong. But I do like that. I do like this setup here. It's leaving a nice little hourly fair value gap behind, lined up with this order block. So I do think I am going to be ready to call that out here. And it's running away pretty aggressively there. So this imbalance up here is the one that it's, you know, as long as it doesn't completely fill in that imbalance, if it takes out that high, it's fine. I just don't want to see it run away and not give us any kind of if it did, it would set up another breaker block right here on this hourly time frame. You had this low, you ran that, and then you're getting displacement away. So even if you don't get this entry, you could still potentially use this as your breaker right here if it does decide to just run away. So we'll be patient. But I like that. The 30-minute candle just closed. I think I'm going to go ahead and set that up on my let's go over here, GU, there we go. So we're looking at the entry would be right about there. And the stop would be just at the body of that candle. And your TP is going to be right about there. Yep. We will set that up. All right, let me copy this out here to you guys. 27387, 27229, and 27721. Here we go. 27387. Two seven two two nine, and our TP is 27721. All right. Let me get over here on my. Let me just check this MT4 one more time. Make sure things copied. And then that one did. Make sure that one is up. All right. Looks like they're all working. All right, we'll just let that play out. So what I'm hoping to see here is on DXY a little bit of a pullback back up into this area here before it decides to take out these areas, tap into some of this 4-hour fair value gap down here. So we have 25 minutes left on this 4-hour candle. So your next 4-hour candle, you would anticipate it opening, putting in a top wick before it comes back down, hopefully, into this fair value gap. That's what I would like to see for this trade to play out. I would prefer not to see a direct run straight down. We would miss our entry again if that was the case. So it would be a little opposite here. Obviously, see a pull back down into that breaker, and then run from there. That would line up with a decent pullback on the dollar here. Be really great if it left behind this relative equal high that it just printed right there, but we'll see. Right above, leave that fair value gap untouched here. Maybe too much to ask. Gee, you're going to give me some money. We'll see. I want to see a spike on GU around 28.20. You want to see a spike up, or like you want to see it spike up to 28.20? Take out these highs up here. I'm not following you. Or if you're hoping, we'll see. How many days no trade? We're going. This would be day 13 with no trade. 2 full weeks plus a couple days. Ugh. I can only stay on about 20 more minutes today, y'all. And then I'm going to have to go do my fatherly duties and help get my daughter moved in today. Adam, I'm fine. I'm staying strong. I'm not in any rush. But thank you for that encouragement. John, I got one of my daughters moved in. She starts class today. My other twin daughter starts in 2 weeks. Man, I always forget you have twins. It's just crazy to me. Twin daughters, especially at that age. God bless you, man. Daz, we're almost at 4,000 watch hours. We're at like 3,900. We'll cross that 4,000 watch hour time this week for sure. Hopefully, we can pick up another 200 subscribers in the next few weeks, and that would be awesome as well. So that would get us over the full YouTube threshold for complete monetization. That would include ad revenue and everything, because currently we still haven't received any notification for reaching that new threshold that they released in June about having 500 subscribers and 3,000 watch hours. So we have blown past both of those numbers, and we have yet to receive any information about being authorized or accepted into that program at all. So 13-year-old son, boy, you still got a good 5 or 6 years left before you're an empty nester, my friend. I will say I enjoy the empty nest life. I was not prepared for the boredom that comes with it. Without having kids at home all the time, it can get like you don't realize how much of your life as a parent revolves around managing your kids' lives 24 hours a day. And then when they're not here, you're suddenly like, what am I doing today? Which is another reason I still kept my job at the church where I work at, because I would go crazy not having anything to do. Yeah, dude, that never stops. We kind of had to have a come to Jesus family meeting a couple weeks ago because our phones were blowing up with all of our adult children asking for money. Which we love helping our kids. We love being generous and doing what we need to do. But it was getting to be like stuff that it's like, look, there's a difference between asking for help because you need help and truly, genuinely needing something. If you truly, genuinely need something, ask. But if you just need money to go get your nails done, my dear, Papa don't play like that. Oh, barbecue chicken sounds really good. It's been a minute since I've had some barbecue actually. It's probably been about 2 weeks. So it's about time, I think. It's about time. 8:30 open, and you're getting that initial push up here, right back into that breaker on US 30. I did not call out this trade, but I am using this just to watch and see. It is an interesting setup right there. S&P getting its early initial push up. I don't like to call a lot of trades on these until after the 8:30 candle prints on the indexes. It's not forex pairs, so calling trades on indexes before the 8:30 open and the 9:30 open you can get into some. You can avoid some unnecessary losses if you would just wait until let that 8:30 candle print, and then you can decide where the Judas swing was, where the liquidity grab was, and then look for displacement away. So this trade might work out. It may just fall away from tapping into this, but this is the market open here as the 8:30, and then again in 1 hour you get the big New York Stock Exchange open, and that's where you see the volatility on the indexes come in. I like barbecue chicken, man. Now, I'm not saying fried chicken is obviously amazing. Sometimes though, some good barbecue chicken and even some like smoked barbecue turkey, so good. There's a barbecue joint here close to our house that has some of the best turkey. The like barbecue, like it's smoked turkey, and then with their barbecue sauce, it is so good. I don't get it all the time, but sometimes it just hits right. GU looking like once again. The market says no pullbacks. We give you no pullbacks, sir. We only go in one direction from now on. Only one direction. It's unfortunate. Burn-ins. Burn-ins are pretty nice, man. I don't know if I would say they're better than brisket because it just depends. It just depends to me. Burn-ins are good, but I don't know. I don't know that, in my opinion, I don't know that they're definitely better than brisket. It's a close call. They're probably like 1A, 1B. They're both 1, but you know, I guess it just depends on where you're getting them from. Because I've heard burn-ins that aren't as good as brisket before, and I've had brisket that's not as good as burn-ins before. So let's go, Trading Night. Come on, man. We will hook you up. If we do a big Venator party, we will definitely have some good barbecue. I promise you that. Well, Dang it, y'all. Yet again. I want to look at something here. Mm. Interesting. I don't know when the market broke, but it's broke. It's definitely broke. The breaker is broke. But the market has just it has found out what Venator Trading is trying to do, and it has just decided that it is no longer going to allow Venator Trading to participate ever again. I don't know what I did to you, dear market, to piss you off so much to make you just want to ignore me for the rest of my trading career. But whatever it is, I apologize. Please come back. I will be a good trader. But fix yourself and do what you're supposed to do, please. All right. You know what? I think I'm just going to call it right here, y'all. It's 10 minutes to the 9 o'clock hour. And I've gotten the side eye from the wife to wrap it up. We got to get going. So I got the order set, and look, if it gets up, I'm gonna set an alert up here. Let me look. Where am I gonna set this alert? Probably about 50% of this, so just above the TP. Look, I'll probably just set it right above the TP. If price gets up there, that's where I'll cancel. If it just runs that first without giving us a pullback here. Just FYI, watch this area here today as well. If you get displacement above this hourly breaker, you might be able to find an entry in here on this hourly time frame, and be able to catch something here to run out those highs up there. But on this setup, if it takes out that TP here first, which it looks like it definitely wants to do, we'll cancel it. But otherwise, you know, the market's broke. That's what we're just going to say. The market is broke. I'm going to go ahead and call it here. Y'all stay safe out there the rest of your Monday today. I will be back tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. New York time. We'll be looking for our setups. And hopefully all goes well on moving my daughter in and we don't get in too late, because that would suck having to not get any sleep and then get up and do this. But we'll see. But y'all stay safe. Happy hunting. And we'll catch you guys tomorrow. Adios, everyone.